Well, while our pretty little grain cools, I'd like to start work on something we will need when firing, and that's the igniter. Here's one that's already made. It's an exploding bridge wire with a little bit of fuse paper wrapped around it. This has to be small enough to go in the core we made. That's why the 1/8 inch core was not big enough. It's really hard to get these in. The 3/16 is plenty big, but it costs us some of our propellant. We can't make as much propellant in the case with that. So this skewer is about the right size. But we need to make that fuse paper. It's our pyrogen. Pyrogen means fire generator. It's made out of paper toweling. Making fuse paper is very simple and cheap and easy. It's made out of coffee filters or perhaps paper toweling, soaked in a potassium nitrate solution and allowed to dry. To start the fuse paper, I want to heat some water. Since I happen to have my electric skillet out here, I'll turn it up to 212 or so and bring it to a boil. In the meantime, I'll measure out 1 teaspoon of potassium nitrate. If you're doing this experimentally or want to be very precise, you can weigh it. A teaspoon of potassium nitrate weighs about 6 grams, so you can weigh it if you like. But I'll simply dump that in my measuring cup and wait for the water to boil. After a couple of minutes, the water's starting to boil, so I'll take out 1 tablespoon of it, put it in here, and stir it around. That much potassium nitrate will not dissolve in 1 tablespoon of water unless it's hot. That's why we have to heat it up. Otherwise you'll have a lot of undissolved residue in the bottom. Okay, this is nicely dissolved. I don't need the rest of this boiling water, so I'll simply toss it out. Oops, sorry. I don't need the pan to be dry because we're going to be drying our paper here. Go ahead and give it a quick wipe so it's plenty dry. Now, a minor problem with this is that once this coffee filter has been made into fuse paper, it'll look pretty much like a coffee filter. I want to be able to tell the difference and know fuse paper from coffee filter, so I'll add a few drops of food coloring to the water so it'll be obvious that this is not just a coffee filter. So to make a fuse paper out of one of these filters, I peel one off, wad it up, mash it down into the liquid, which is cooled a bit, fortunately. Squeeze out most of the liquid, not quite all of it. We want it to be a little bit wet. Unfold it and lay it on the pan. We'll unfold it here. Lay it on the pan. This paper looks dry, so I'm going to catch an edge and peel it up and see if it's crisp. Yes, it feels pretty crisp. That one's dry. It's ready. Let's check out its burn rate. Hence the name fuse paper. Stay rolled. Oh, more or less. One rolls it into a tube around a bridge wire. We're jumping a little ahead, but not much. Secures it with tape and ignites it electrically. We get a very different effect. There we go. 3, 2, 1, fire.